Hello my little creators, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, and today we will be doing an Art and Fly brush marker review versus the Copy Sketches skin tone colors. So if you haven't been a subscriber to my channel, or maybe you are, but if you haven't, last year I did a review on the Art and Fly alcohol markers 24-step variety. And I bought those little markers because during that time I was actually very interested in starting coloring with markers. I wanted to change my medium. I didn't want to work on just watercolor. I wanted to expand the tools that I could use. And so I came across the Art and Fly, and this set actually cost me $32 if I'm correct at that time. I thought it was really neat. It had 24 colors. It came with a lot of variety. In some it didn't. For example, the purple and the pink, which is something I did mention in the review, how purple is one of my favorite colors and I only got one of them, so that was sad. The pack actually came with a blender, as they call it, but it was quite useless. I still haven't found a way to actually use it because I don't think it blends at all. So sadly I've never used this one. I have no use for it, like I say. But this was a really good starter alcohol marker set. Sadly, at the time of me buying these markers, Art and Fly only came with the chisel and the ballpoint. So yeah, but a few months after the review they actually came out with the brush tip, which this ones, by the way, if you can see right here, said that they're brush tip, but honestly I haven't opened them, so I'm not quite sure. We're gonna be opening right now. But yeah, ever since this set I actually managed to buy myself some Prismacolors, which I used for a really long time before I was able to buy my first set of copy markers. And you know, ever since then I kind of been spending my wallet on them. So they're quite expensive, so you might want to acquire them little by little, which is something that I have done. But on the review of these markers I did mention how sadly I didn't have the money to buy their skin tone set. So after a year, which has been a really long time, I finally have acquired the Art and Fly skin colors, and we're gonna try them today. I'm actually doing this in a sort of light way, so hopefully you guys like the way I'm filming this. Let me know in the comments down below if you like it. But let's go ahead and open the markers. And oh, okay, so I'm gonna grab this one right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open my copy markers too as well. Something that I mentioned on the review of the Art and Fly is that I was really pleased by the way that the markers look. They are a little bit bigger than the copy, thicker. I guess you could say they're a little bit bulkier, but they actually like fit really good to your hand, just as the copy marker will fit. But anyway, this is the moment of truth. Are this actually, do these markers actually have a brush side? So I'm guessing it's this one right here, because I'm seeing the chisel right here. Oh my god, whoa, that is a brush tip. Is it? It's kind of small, isn't it? I mean, if you compare it to the let me go ahead and where is this one? Oops, wrong tip. If you go ahead and we can compare it now to the copy marker ones, you can kind of see how it is. First of all, they seem to be around the same size, but it seems like the Art and Fly ones are a little bit more thicker, doesn't it? It's actually really crazy. So let's go ahead and compare the chisel one. And again, you can see how this one is so much more thicker. But that makes sense because this is a much more bigger marker than this. That's actually crazy how much thicker it is. So I went ahead, let me go ahead and put my little caps on this thing right here because I'm honestly afraid that they're gonna dry on me. So one of the things that I think we first need to do is actually compare whether the color that we can see here compares to this. And the same thing I'm gonna do for, you know, the Copics. So I went ahead and I did this prior to me filming this. I went and in my new sketchbook I actually went and did some squares where we're going to do some swatches and see how the colors actually look on paper. I don't have marker paper. That is something that I have never bought, but once we're done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and do some trial drawings, and we're gonna go ahead and compare them more in depth. But for starters, I'm gonna go ahead and do my little swatches. I'm gonna start with the same tone, and then I'm gonna try to add a little more on top, so we have a little bit of a darker to lighter hue going on, I guess that's what you can call it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm probably gonna do that in speed, run it through it on my video software editing. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start that one out. So this marker right here came actually in the brush set that I first showed you, and this looks absolutely nothing like that one. And I have used that other marker in this type of paper, and this 107 looks nothing like that other 107. That other 107 looks more like this one right here. That's pretty interesting. Let me see the last one though. Oops, for my writers. Alright, so there we have the Art and Fly, which actually really comes with really neat colors. The color also line, but doesn't matter. I was saying how this 107 actually comes in the other set, like right here. This one is 107. I'm not even joking, it still has like the 0 right there. But this one, which is dry by the way, I already have dry. It's already, I've used all of it. But this RB looks absolutely nothing like this one. Just crazy. But those are the Art and Fly. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is gonna go ahead and try out the copy markers, and we're gonna see how different those are from the Art and Fly. I'm wearing my pajamas today, like I'm that lazy today. I thought you guys might wanted to know. I'm wearing my pajamas today. I like that color. Very pinky-ish. You know, I kind of wish that the Art and Fly markers would sort of like come with a name. Like if you can see right here, it says Art 20 and then it says blush. And then versus the Art Fly, which is just come with like the number and the BR, which I'm not sure what this letter stand for. But like, I'm not even sure if like Art and Fly could come out with like names for their colors. It would be pretty interesting if like they did. Because that would be pretty cool. But there you have it, you guys. The little swatches of the Art and Fly versus the copy markers. I'm gonna say that the colors don't compare at all. For example, you can see how the Art and Fly actually has so much more lighter tones than the copper. This one is like on the pinkyish side too, and that is the color Cotton Pearl, which I'm like, how? But like, this is very pinkyish, and the other colors are very on the darker side. I don't know if once they dry they'll look somewhere else, lighter or not. When it comes to the Art and Fly, I did set it in the review for them last year, but let me show you guys again. The color on the little cap isn't the same color that you're gonna get once you put the ink on paper, so you have to keep on that on mind. The Art and Fly cap is not a good indication of what the color is gonna look like. That's why I really do recommend you guys do swatches like this, so you know exactly what color it is. I mean, you can even do that on a little strip of paper and then tape it around the marker just to give you a more better idea. But that's the brush. So you guys saw me using the brush, and honestly the brush in the Art and Fly is, I like it. It's actually not that bad. The one in the copy markers, let me check the copy markers. The one in the copy markers, I would say are oh wow, that is okay. That's interesting. Actually, that's quite amazing. The brush of the copy markers is a little bit tougher than the Art and Fly. So the Art and Fly brush is actually very, very soft, which is quite amazing. And then if you want to take a little step further, the oh my god, this is a wrong marker to use. What am I doing? This one. Now if we compare them to the Prismacolor ones, I'm gonna go ahead here. I feel like the Prismacolor ones is very close to how the brush feels on the Art and Fly, but I always have a little bit more trouble with how mobile or how soft the one from Prismacolor can be. So I mean, the brush is actually really good. I can't believe it took such a long time to come up with a brush tip, because the brush is actually pretty amazing. I'm surprised at the quality, but I think we need to do a sort of comparison and see how well the colors actually blend with one another. So what I'm gonna do right here, this one is already a peach color, but what I'm gonna do, that's not the copy marker. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna get out the blush color here, and I'm gonna get out, I think I'm gonna go with E11. Let's go with E11. So I'm gonna get these two markers, and then I'm gonna go ahead and for my Art and Fly, it does not come with pink, does it? This one looks really pink. The 29 YR, but like as you can see, that's not very pinkyish. I think I'm gonna go with the 27 as the pink color, just because it does have that sort of pink hue. And then I'm gonna go with a 109 for skin. So it's this yellow one right here. You can see how this one looks yellow, but then, you know, see? That's what I'm telling you. So usually when you want to blend markers, when it comes to copy, you tend to go ahead and, let's say this is the blush, but you tend to do it in a like circular mode right here. So let's go ahead and say that's the blush. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the color on top of that. And you guys are about to see why copy markers are so highly regarded in the art community. Probably wasting like a lot of marker. And I'm not rich, so I actually need those markers for doing art, and I'm just wasting them. But you can see as it begins to dry a little bit more, the blendability that it has among itself, and that's why people prefer them so much more. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the moment of truth. How blendable with each other are these markers? So see, that's a very almost pinkish color that this one has. I love the brush. I think they made a good decision in getting themselves some brush tips for the markers, because it's really cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do that in circular motion, and it looks like I'm actually not being gentle with my markers, like I'm just doing it like whatever, but like I'm trying not to though. Oh my my god, I like that. I really... What? Oh my god. I'm speechless. Look at that blendability right here with the ardent flies. That is really, this actually looks so much like what I thought copy markers, what I thought this set was actually gonna look like. I thought, that is crazy. I honestly thought that the ardent fly weren't going to compare to the copy markers, because they're so much more cheaper. This set right here is like $15 versus the $32 from Copics. So I honestly thought that the ardent fly weren't even going to begin comparing to the copy markers, which is actually crazy that they're proving me wrong, because look at this. This is what I thought a copy marker would like actually look, and that's still a little bit away. But even though we just did that, and ardent fly markers are like giving us such a surprise. Well, they're giving me such a surprise because they're actually going toe to toe with the copy markers here. So what I'm going to do next is that I pre-made this drawing. I'm using my Cancel watercolor paper for this. Like I said, I don't have marker paper. That is something that I have never invested on, but I have this Cancel paper that is thick. It is 140 pounds. It's for watercolors, but this type of paper, actually I never use it for watercolors. So I kind of been using it when I want to draw with, like when I want to do a really good image with the copy markers. Sometimes I tend to use this paper because it's thick. So I have these two drawings that I already drew, and I already have them on the paper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna paint her skin using this set of markers right here, and then we're going to go ahead and compare them one last time and see if there's any difference of when they're on a drawing versus just being here on paper. That just crimple up. It's dry though. And yeah, we're gonna get to see how they actually both look once they're on top of a drawing. Let's do this. I'm so excited. Okay, so it's been days since I drew this, if you can tell by me trying to badly accomplish and putting some nail polish on my nails. But this is actually really good because it helps us know how the color is going to be and it's going to look after it has had some time to dry and some time to settle, especially since I'm using the watercolor paper. So here on the right we can see the final result with the copy markers, which is actually really good. That's why they're like high quality and so desirable. You can kind of see though, like I'm gonna try to zoom this in with myself, but you can kind of see the paint kind of moving away, kind of expanding, something that will probably happen if you were using, you know, watercolor. There's some sort of like white little dots in there because the paint just kind of spread. But it actually looks really good. And then if we compare it to the brush markers from Art and Fly, which is right here on the left, I tried to emulate the colors as I used right here, but you know, they're just, the tones are so different from one another, so I tried my best to do it. The Art and Fly actually didn't really do that bad. These markers have been completely incredible and they're just so full of surprises. Seeing the brush tip, seeing how the color, I'm not gonna lie though, you can kind of see that the pigment in the brush markers didn't really spread. It kind of stayed where I put it, versus this one, versus the copy markers. I had a little bit of trouble with the copy marker for some reason. Whenever I was using the brush tip, I couldn't really keep the paint and the color inside of the lines. Like the color really wanted to spray around the paper. I don't know if that has to do with the watercolor, because once I was using the Art and Fly with the brush tip, I really had far more whole of how I would put the color on it, so you don't see like the color going outside the lines, which is really surprising. Like I'm telling you, these markers, even though they're cheaper, I think they're right there with the copy ones. They're really not that bad. I especially like the fact that well, if I'm being honest, I didn't get the colors that I thought that I was gonna get with the copies. I actually thought that these colors were gonna be far more lighter, far more on the peachy side, on the lighter side of the skin colors. That is something about copy markers. Even if you don't get the colors you think you're gonna get, you still get amazing colors and are great colors. So your art is always gonna look good. And then on the Art and Fly, I got more of what I thought that the copy markers were gonna actually look like, and their ink and their pigment and their color is actually really not that bad. Like I can't believe it actually took me more than a year, a little over a year, to actually get myself the skin tones with Art and Fly. So I guess in conclusion, I do recommend it. I'm definitely going to be using these markers way more than I thought I was going to. And it's actually pretty cool because since I ordered both of them, I have instead of good sort of peachy on the lighter side skin tones, as well as the darker on the bronze side of skin colors. So yeah, definitely if you can get yourself a pack of the Art and Fly brush marker skin tone set, I do recommend you get it. They come with a brush side, which is really good, and they're only $15, and the colors actually blend really good with one another, as well as the copy markers. But like I say, if you're looking into jumping into markers and you don't want to spend a lot of money on copy markers because it's understandable, they're super expensive, treat yourself to some Art and Fly because they're good. And go ahead and give it a try to their new set of 64 colors. I'll probably get that set later on, maybe a year from now, and we'll do a review about it. But yeah, I really do recommend you guys go with this if you're newbie to markers, if you want to jump into the art with markers. And that's pretty much it. I'm pleased with my purchase. I am super happy about this. So let me know, guys, in the comments down below, what do you think? Would you consider buying the brush markers versus the copy markers, or you rather stick to copies instead of getting a cheaper brand? Let me know down below what is your thoughts. If you have liked this review, if you have liked this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. To do so, have subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much, I really appreciate it, and I'll be catching you guys for the next review or time lapse, whatever happens first. Bye.